A little bit windy out today. Little bit windy. Gotta get out here and do it every day.
When the knees go, the knees gonna rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Wasn't expecting to be here today. I was a little bit busy taking care of my kids on a different level. But since I was inspired by an email that I received by the mayor, and since I was inspired by an email that I received from one of the city council members, I thought I'd come out here for a few minutes and remind everybody that the elected officials in this city do not care about my 8-year-old daughter, Presley Pazziali. My name is Anthony Pazziali. I live on Arcadia Street. The city council and the mayor are sitting on their hands while a developer plans to build a homeless shelter right next to my house. 25 beds. The people that can be in this shelter, the people that qualify to be in this shelter, have to have a mental illness because I want people who have a mental illness to be around my daughter. The people who qualify to live in the shelter have to be addicted to drugs because I love it when drug addicts are around my daughter. The people that live in the shelter that can live there that qualify are alcoholics because I want my daughter to be around alcoholics. It's a perfect place to raise a kid. Revere is a great place to raise a kid. You come to Revere, you buy a home, and then they drop drug addicts and alcoholics and mentally disturbed people off right next to your house, and then they say, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't help you. But let me discuss how they can help me. One sec, let me switch hands because I'm not a strong man. I can't. The megaphone's a little heavy. I got the upgrade. I got the better one. This one's heavier than I expected. All right, that's a little bit better. Feels a little bit better in this hand. So here's how they can help me, just so people get a little context. There is this amendment called the Dover Amendment. It's a state law that any developer or anybody can buy a piece of property and they can deem it an educational facility. And under that, guys, they can put homeless people, crackheads, meth heads, alcoholics in that place, and they can say they're educating them to be better people, so it's okay for them to live next to my daughter. Now, here's the catch. City council, the mayor, and also the state, it's not just on the city level, because I reached out to our state rep, I reached out to our state senator, I reached out to our congresswoman, I reached out to our federal senators, every one of them. Well, when it comes to the Dover Amendment, we can't help. And then I said, oh, no. The Dover Amendment hasn't been applied yet. There's a window of opportunity between this moment and Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. when you can negotiate with the attorney and you can negotiate with the builders and you can save my daughter. But you're all sitting on your hands. But maybe you're not sitting on your hands. That's right. Because one of the guys, this is great. Let me tell you about how much they care about you. One of the city council members sent me an email and said, hey, this is what his email started with. His email started with this. He said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm protesting. His email started with this. This is what his email started with. He said, I'm on a family trip. That's what his email started with. I'm on a family trip. Is that a joke? Are you guys supposed to be protecting us and taking care? I'm on a family trip. I'm too busy to help your daughter. I'm too busy to take care of something that needs to be taken care of by Tuesday. I'm on a trip. What are you doing, bro? What do you got going on tonight? You got dinner with your wife? You guys going out to dinner? You're gonna watch the Super Bowl? This weekend you're gonna hang out, watch the Super Bowl? Who you got? You got the Chiefs? You got the Eagles? You guys gonna be hanging, relaxing. Tomorrow you're gonna have a couple of drinks at the Seize the Day restaurant. Hang out, no big deal. You know what I was doing last night? Worrying. I was worrying last night. You know what I was doing last night? Wondering why an SUV full of people showed up in front of my house and told me to take and yelling at my house, telling me to keep my face out of it, to keep my head out of it. But don't worry, I reported that to the police. I haven't gone to anybody's home yet, but if people want to start coming to my home, I'm trying to keep it civil. So I'm curious why people are already showing up at my house while I'm trying to defend my daughter. And all I do is come to City Hall. Proper place to protest, proper place to bitch. You guys do not care. When I reached out to, here's the great thing. Do you want to know what elected officials are good at? The one thing I learned that elected officials are good at are avoiding their constituents. That's what you guys are great at. You avoid your constituents. You go on family vacations. You hide in your houses. You hide behind your secretaries. I'm sorry, I can't do secretaries as me. Your administrative assistants. You hide behind them. You use them as your gatekeeper, and you don't come out, and you don't go you don't talk man to man with somebody that's trying to protect his daughter. You should be ashamed of yourself. Every single one is. You get elected to do a job, to protect the city, to protect my kid, and then you guys hide. And the only time we see you is when it's election time. So I'm guessing after March 1st, I'll start seeing the city council, the mayor, anybody that's running for office. Oh, they'll be reaching out. Anthony, how's it doing? How's it going? I'm always on Arcadia. No, you're not. You know where to be found when we need you. You hide. You run. When we need you to stand up, you sit down. The only time you guys care about anybody is when you're trying to get elected. Shame on you. You got till Tuesday to protect my daughter. Tuesday. Tuesday at 10 o'clock is when they're going to come in here and ask for that amendment, and you need to rise up, and you need to help me, and you need to make sure that my daughter is safe and keep that homeless shelter off my street. Plain and simple. You know you can do it. You can call, you get on the phone with D'Ambrosio, and well, you know what's funny? Is everybody in this city is buddies with the attorney who's the attorney for the developer. And you want to know what's funny? That same attorney works for the city. What a surprise that attorney D'Ambrosio works for the city and he represents the developer. What a surprise! But you guys can't help me. All I get is, I sent the letter. Here, let me explain you how leadership works. This is how leadership works. You say, I sent the letter. This is what you said. Oh, I sent the letter. I couldn't get in touch with them. Well, I'm just a working class slub. I got in touch with the attorney. I got in touch with the developer. I got in touch with the current owner. And I'm just a slub. Because I went to their house. Because I called them 5,000 times until they picked up the phone. If this is the kind of people that run government and run our cities, you guys should all resign and be ashamed of yourself. I'm telling you what, if you work for me, that's right, I own a business, and I don't care if you use my business. My business is called Take Junk, the junk removal company, and I also own a house flipping company, and I don't care if you do business with me. I don't want homeless people on my street, and I don't care what you think about it. See, that's what a man does. Man steps up, stands up for something, puts his life on the line, his family on the line. It doesn't care. You guys aren't leaders. You do not lead. You do not represent. You hide. You collect your health insurance. You collect the check. And you guys all think it's funny. You sit back and you laugh. And you say, there's nothing I can do to help when you can help. You say, I'm on my family vacation. Let me tell you guys a story about being on a family vacation. vacation in Disney. I was on the ride. It's a small world. And I got a call from a developer on a project I was working on. I picked up the phone. My wife went nuts on me, and I said, hey, I got a responsibility. I got to pick up the phone. Let me tell you something about responsibility. When my Uncle Mario died, and I got a phone call from work, I picked up the phone while I was carrying the casket as a pallbearer. I always answer the phone. I always answer the bell. You guys don't answer crap. I'm telling you. I'm begging. I'm begging you. I don't care. I'm begging. Begging.